That's what I said. Damn.
Wow. You hot. When you hot, you're hot, right?
That's what my agent said.
Ah, there you go. That's what my doctor said.
When you hot, you out. Save it for the show. Save it for the show.
Ah, there you go. There. Oh yeah, that's right. This Kenny show. What up, Kenny?
Hey, what's
Hey,
up, y'all?
What's
what's it
up?
be?
Man, all black everything.
All day,
Yeah.
every day.
What's up, y'all? It's Bronx Weekly. We back, y'all.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's gonna be a good show. We trying to keep up the energy and all of that because
Yeah.
we're going through a lot in America right now, man.
Woo!
Really? Don't make me
Tell him.
start, Kenny.
Oh,
Niggas got bulletproof outfits on. I want to know where they get it from.
oh,
'Cause these guys are rare.
It's nothing we can do. It's 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 like I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, why do they hate us so much?
mm,
Man, look, let me tell you something. Back in the day when my mother told me stop some shit and I did, and I got my ass beat, and I get mad because I already knew what the repercussions were. We know what it is. Sit your ass down. When somebody got a gun to your back, I guarantee you sit down, Kenny. You got a what? The
mm.
example has been way too much, man. Like we know guns equal death. You come to my house, I'm sitting down. You put a gun to me, I'm sitting down. I'm gonna do like musical chairs right here. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Niggas act like they
Wow.
don't know what it is. I know what it is.
All I'm saying is, why do they hate us so much? Tino,
Uh,
hashtag Romero, what's going
what's
on, man?
what's going on, man? I'm here. I'm chilling, man. Just I just got the news yesterday. There was another shooting, and
Yeah,
you
then
know,
white
I'm
people kill white
Okay,
people.
okay. That's my man, Neruda Williams, y'all.
oh shit,
One of
Neruda.
my guests. I wanted to, I told, we're going to put it to next week and promote them, but right
Yeah,
now, it's so much going on. It's like,
right.
this the perfect time, you know, to have Neruda, who is
Woo.
of Harlem County and been a part of the comedy community here in New York City for
Yeah.
over a decade. And like Neruda, it's good to see you, man.
See you. Good to see you. What's
What's
going on,
going on?
Coach?
And don't forget, I just want to say, in the time that he served at Otto's, building up young comedians, you gotta mention that, man. Kudos to you for holding it down for the new generation of comics and doing
Yeah.
doing that. So
No
now
doubt.
to
No
what
doubt.
Quinny asked.
No doubt. Good to see you, Tito. Good to see you,
Good to see
Kenny.
you,
What's going
brother.
on?
Yeah, man, it's good to see you, man. We do the Bronx Weekly every week. You know, we get our comedians, our producers, our actors, authors, everybody, and so it's great to have you. You know, you the creator of the Harlem Comedy Festival. Like, talk
Yeah.
Yeah,
about that a little bit.
yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit. First, let's
Yeah.
give them a round of applause for that because that
Woo! Yeah.
yeah, the Harlem
Bring,
Comedy
Yeah.
Festival
Yeah.
is that's a name. And how did you come up with that? And how did you incorporate that into your whole system? And
I mean, just being from Harlem,
Wow.
and just knowing that we didn't have at that time we didn't have as many outlets at that medium tier level. Um, so that was just an important thing for me because I just felt like most of the festivals that were happening were just basically mostly white shows, and they
mm,
did one black person, one woman,
Love
and
it.
it's like not even really one black person. It's like one person of color. Like there's a nigga with
mm,
a tan, and
mm.
and one woman. So um, I was like, well, I think there needs to be uh, more opportunities that were focused on people of color, and where better to start that than a historically black neighborhood like Harlem, which I grew up in, and just knowing the stories about the Harlem Renaissance and just all of the different political and artistic revolutions that happened there, for black people in particular. I just felt uh, it was an opportunity, it was my duty of something that was just put there by the universe for me to do.
So, how long have you been into comedy?
I started doing comedy in '08, like just open micing and doing stuff like that. But I've been connected or involved with comedy pretty much my whole life.
And I know you connected to a few like major comedians in the game. Jeffrey Joseph is part of your family. And
Not Jeffrey Joseph, Greer Barnes, but Jeffrey
oh yeah,
is
Greer.
Oh,
yeah, but Jeffrey is definitely a close friend and mentor. Yeah.
And so with the Harlem Comedy Festival, like where are you trying to take it to in the next 3 to 5 years?
I mean, it's in a weird place right now because I don't really know what comedy is going to really look like in 3 to 5 years. Like what I imagined it to be when I started it 5 years ago. Now that's a whole, that's a mystery. Like I don't really know what this could be with the new way that media and streaming and performing and everything is going to have to be going forward. Whether it be from a COVID-19 pandemic perspective or just a perspective of the changing of the business model, the way entertainment is being consumed, So those are all things that I haven't fully thought out and don't really have a plan for at the moment because everything just kind of happened so quickly. We just finished up our last festival, as you know, in September of last year. And then I started working on some other projects in between. And then everything just kind of stopped. And then that interrupted the next phase, which would have been, contacting sponsors for this year and the whole rigmarole of doing the project. And so then also because of the health scare, I had to put it on pause. So, and then of course the uprisings and the murders and I mean, and then for me personally, the canceling of the NBA. So like I was like, I've been
They canceled
distracted.
the NBA? Or did
yeah.
Well, remember they postponed it at first, and then they brought it back for the bubble. But then yesterday, all the teams were for a second talking about not even finishing out the playoffs. So
they voted to keep the Lakers and the Clippers? They voted to
keep the games going.
to stop the season.
Stop
Oh,
it.
they voted to stop it.
They got overvoted, and they're gonna play, but
They're gonna play. Yeah.
we'll see who plays or whatever. But how you feel about them just stopping that money coming and making them say, y'all gotta listen to us now?
Yeah, I liked
enough
it.
is enough.
I liked it, and I think that, and that's a whole other thing. Also, going back to your question about the Harlem Comedy Festival, we were partnering with all these comedy clubs, and we were doing all these different things, but now with the stoppage of work, and we're seeing that these clubs don't really even care about us, whether it be Black lives, white lives. They don't give a fuck about our lives in general. Just with the health scare, they still trying to get you to go into a fucking small room and tell jokes for no money while they fucking make three drink minimums and shit. So that is going to change too, and people are already talking about forming a comedians union and other things like that. And all of that goes into what you're just talking about affecting the bigger money, right? The trickle up effect, if you will. And that's what the NBA did just by stopping for the last 2 days. What they've done, they affected Vegas, they affected mob money, they affected billionaires, and they got a sit down immediately with the Attorney General of Wisconsin, and they talked about actually not only telling who the officer was who fired the shot, which just came out yesterday, but also an action plan on how to prosecute that officer. And that's because billionaires were affected by this. Billionaires in Wisconsin were affected by this. And so I think that, this, like everything I've ever done, like it's something that I'm proud they did, and something that I've always try to do myself, and that I'm inspired by, trying to make change in your little space in the largest impact possible.
So we got Buffy, who's our LA correspondent, right? How would she get straight to you so she could try to prepare herself to be a part of the Harlem Comedy Festival?
I mean, you can just email me. I can get my email to you through Kenny or whatever. But again, right now we're on postpone with the Harlem Comedy Festival. I don't think the main focus is the Harlem Comedy Festival right now. I think that Black Lives Mattering on a very
literal
note is the most important thing. And I'm not saying that we won't ever have a Harlem Comedy Festival again, but I am saying that right now I'd rather step back and just keep working towards us really trying to make a change. I think the only change is literally stop a lot of the things that we thought we were supposed to be doing. We didn't realize how just latently we were involved in white supremacy and supporting white supremacy in many different ways. And so I just think it's a time to take a sit down and take a break from doing that. But yeah, she can get my email and we can talk about many things.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I understand exactly what you're talking about, because I was sitting up at the barbershop and I'm asking them, for all that we add to the society in here in the United States, from our music to our entertainment, as far as comedy, if it's movies, whatever, why do they hate us? I don't get it. Hey, there, Camille, she don't hate.
Hi.
She a part of the show. Yeah, Naruto was just talking about the Harlem Comedy Festival. He was talking about what's going on right now, and like when you saw that on your, because I know you opened your phone up and you saw police shooting another black man. What did you think? In the midst of all this going on, we already got these a bunch of protests going on all over the world. Black Lives Matter. Not just from the George Floyd, but George Floyd threw like propane on the fire, and then to see this dude be shot in the back 7 times by the cop. What did you think? Camille?
Me?
Oh,
well, why do you care what I think?
Because we're all black, and you're not.
I thought it was from Naruto.
So we want to get your perspective.
Okay. I thought, of course, this is the world we live in, and clearly it's not going to get better until we do a huge overhaul. I mean, how do we expect public servants such as policemen to do any better when our president is a racist, sexist idiot who spreads hate, who can't even finish a full sentence? I mean, it's all encompassing. Like Wisconsin, their officers aren't even required to wear body cams. Like, they're just now trying to get the money to buy body cams. They're completely like way behind. And I mean, I don't know, like 7 times that close. Like there are reports saying that he was reaching for a knife, but it was a knife. You have a gun. Like, everyone knows the saying, you bring in a knife to a gunfight. He's in the losing side of it already. And,
kids in the car. It was kids in the car.
I know. Kids in the car. He was trying to break up a fight himself. And it's like, it's gotten to that point where, like, his sister was talking on the news today, and she was like, I can't even cry anymore because there's just so many people who have died, I've become numb. And when Trump became president, I was that typical liberal white lady crying in the streets. Okay, that was me. And, all my friends were like, of course, we have a racist country. And I was like, but I had hope that not everyone, and now I think I've gotten to that point where it's like, I feel like, well, yeah, this is our freaking country, and like we have to change it. And
how do you change it? How do you change the people that are like, well, why didn't he just stop? The police told him to stop. Like that kind of like, how do you change people that feel that those 13%? Because let's break this down. All right, we got 100%. All right, then you got 10% of that, which ain't shit. Add 3% to that. That's all that black people are. We that much of a problem?
I really wish I could hear what y'all was saying.
Oh.
You should turn your volume up. This is
my
deep.
volume is up.
Yikes.
It's in the officer training. It's implicit bias that Americans are taught since the day they learn English, or how to speak. It's in every part of American culture, these slight biases, to the point where a lot of white people think I would never be racist. I would never do a racist thing. And then have like slight little things that they don't even realize are racist. And it's like, I think it's pinpointing the big things, obviously, but also the little things in those people who think that they're the good guy, who think they're doing good, and who don't even realize that they have these subconscious thoughts that are racist. And when they hear racist, they think it's conscious, but it's not always conscious.
Yeah, I agree.
Situation right now in this country, because and let me say this: black people, if white people think that black people want a race war, no, that's not what we want. We know that we're 13%. We don't. When we say Black Lives Matter, we just mean that literally. Like, stop killing us. We're not a part of the NAACP or the Black Lives Matter organization, because we think that it's run primarily by white people anyway. We're not a part of that. But we just wanted kind of understand why people don't see what's going on, and then they're on board as well, saying this has got to stop. Especially I don't care if you're in the red states, you've seen somebody get killed. Don't think about why, oh, what did they do? When you're arresting somebody, that's not for the kill. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
the kid that shot a couple protesters, it was not like a forcibly arrest, and he killed people. So
he killed some white protesters. He killed white protesters too. So it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the people who respond back with All Lives Matter and all of that, they live in towns where there are no people of color. They don't have relationships with anybody who isn't white, and so they literally have no frame of reference. They only know what they see on TV, and it's horrible. And I think in school, I mean, how do you educate these people? How do you get them to know people of different backgrounds and different races, to see them as just as equally important and equally as human? It's a conundrum. I don't know. It's like, because that's how I grew up. I was lucky enough that in my young years, my best friends were all Latina, and so like when I moved into a tiny podunk cowboy town in my teen years, I could pinpoint racism and I could pinpoint certain things, but everyone around me was so, they just could not see their racism. They had no frame of reference. It's not an excuse. It's just, that's what I've seen.
What do you think about once the pandemic is kind of starting to subside, we come back to comedy and all the stuff that we're going through? Do you think that there will be less political racism in comedy?
I doubt it. Like, I think what Camille is saying is really, that's the bigger issue. It's having white people and white Americans come to grips and really have to face their inherent biases and even their latent racism, because it's not always blatant. I think that most racism that's happening is political racism. Is just, they're not even thinking about why what they're doing is racist, and it's about creating more people that are actively anti-racist. So yeah, I don't think much is going to change in any short period of time. I think that it's going to be more and more conversations, more and more. It's going to be exhausting, and it's going to have to be exhausting. This is just one of those things that's been happening for so long, that there is no.
I feel like you don't feel like it's hitting a boiling point at this point. Like, okay, so we went through a lot of stuff, but like for athletes that are, you know, they have contracts that they're saying, you know what I mean, fuck that. Right now, we not playing, man. We gotta make a statement. Like, and it starts with that. But the only way that we can really make a point, if y'all really want to make a point as a whole, as Black people, we got to say we shutting down everything.
I agree.
Everything.
Oh, shit.
I agree.
If we do that,
don't do nothing.
And we only 13%. But if we shut down everything, they gotta listen.
No, I agree. I think one thing that's helping us is technology, though. One thing that's helping us is the internet, is access to information so quickly. You know, I think about previous revolutions that it took so long for information to get to certain places that they were able to be defeated and or at least held off before they could communicate and build a unified and fortified base. And now we can do that in, you know, a matter of moments. So I think that is definitely a helpful thing. You know, I know about, you know, Black-owned firearm stores. I know about Black-owned clothing brands. I know about, you know, various other places where we can put our money and other ways that we can circumvent white oppressive systems. And yeah, I've been working on a lot of, you know, community gardening, community farming ideas, and about bringing farm to table and things of that nature to food deserts in Black and brown communities and neighborhoods that have been disenfranchised and, you know, created by redlining and things of that nature. So you have, you know, places where the only thing that people have to eat is 7-Eleven and, you know, Kennedy Fried Chicken and, you know, McDonald's, and you see a level, you see a change in everything about how their lives are, and it affects how you operate in school, how you pay attention. It affects how you handle different emotional and stressful events. all happens from diet. So I'm working on a lot of that, a lot of indoor growing, trying to create like automated systems that you can download an app and just put in your grandmother, your aunt's crib, and she can grow tomatoes or cucumbers or whatever right on her kitchen counter. Stuff
Tomatoes
like
and
that.
cucumbers, that's it?
I mean, you can
Nothing
grow
else?
lots of things. You can grow lots of
Like
things, but
nothing else?
I mean, you can grow whatever you
Can you
medicinally and
knife on one
dietarily
side?
need.
I'm just saying we shouldn't put parameters on things that we might want to grow.
Right.
All
Yeah.
right, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, I agree. I agree.
Nah, man. It's so crazy. Just where we at, and I mean, we got to figure something out though, because the election is coming up. How you feel about voting, and how you feel about Trump trying to stop voting through the mail?
Well, I mean, I think it's silly him trying to stop that. I mean, it's one, he's not going to be able to. But I mean, they love to gerrymander and try to cheat. That's the the MO of the GOP. But so I mean, I don't really pay too much stock in that. People who are going to vote by mail are going to vote by mail, and it's a very secure way to vote. It has been for a very long time. As far as I've always voted since the first time I could vote, and I've worked on many campaigns since I was a kid. So, I'm always a proponent of voting, but I don't vote shame anybody. Like, I mean, I understand that being a minority and being a person of color, I mean, people feel like they are being attacked because they don't feel represented by the vote. They don't feel represented by legislature. They don't feel represented by administrations. And I can understand that. I loved Obama, but I was a grown man and worked on his campaign. Like I I can't front that before that happened. I didn't believe there would ever be a black president, and
Me?
so that was great, but it's one of 45. So I think voting is important. I think it's the only power that the poor man has. But I also understand the futility and frustration that comes along with the results of voting.
How you feel about voting, Buffy? I want to hear an LA correspondent.
I think voting is one of the most important things you can do. And I think voting for your city councilman is really important too, not just your president, your vice president, but who represents your city. Because LA is a little bit different than New York. New York is up and down. I love it. But LA is so spread out that our districts and stuff are a little bit different, and our communities outreaches and stuff is a little bit different. So I've voted forever, and I always pay attention to my laws that affect me. And I agree with you, Kenny. I think that people should just shut it down. Like no performing, no nothing. There's really no comedy anyway, but no music, just nothing. I mean, if you really want to be heard and do what they did, then shut it down and be heard. So as a person of color, I've been black all my life, and the different things. I have Southern parents, and them being a part of the Jim Crow laws back in the day. My dad was really old, so their perspective on demonstration and people of color and oppression is way different than the people now. Different oppression and color. So I probably am more like them in a certain way because it really wasn't fair for black people. Like really, like you really couldn't even walk down the street. You really couldn't even go get any food. So when you come from parents that were, my dad would probably be almost 100 years old right now. So when you have parents that old, of course, their ideas of the white man is way different than these young people view of discrimination. I mean, just from the pure signs of you can't come in this restaurant because you're a person of color. So I don't know. I just think of it a little bit different. And LA, I mean, New York, you guys might be close to opening up, but Cali, we still a little bit behind. We're probably not gonna open up for a minute, a long minute. So they're already talking about keeping us closed in until October, which I can see happening. But I agree with you, Kenny. No baseball, no basketball, no nothing. You a person of color, but then again, you got to have your friends of non-color to help you too. They can't just be, Tom Brady can't go throw some footballs and and have some of the black people sit out. Everybody got to sit out.
Yeah, and some people are veterans and got money. Some people got money, and some people are rookies and have no money and they want to play. So it's
well, we're in playoffs now, so if you already got your money, you got your money. Right now, you're playing for playoff money. So, but if you want to make a stance, then put your money where your mouth is. That's where it is. Put your money where your mouth is. So it's always been like that. Slavery shut down America in one way because about money. It wasn't about slaves. About we ain't gonna get no more money. So it's always been an economic situation. So put your money where your mouth is. Stop bouncing balls. Stop catching balls.
That's easy for us.
And I really believe that some people aren't racist. They're just white. Yeah. They're not racist. They're just white. They just never lived in a black experience. Whether you be black, whether you be whatever, you just don't know what it's like. You don't wake up like this. This don't wash off.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Because that's why people say I have black friends. Because they kind of live through those people. Like, oh, he went through that. I can talk about that, but no, you don't know what it felt like.
You don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. You can cruise it, but you wake up knowing it don't wash off. It don't. No matter what you think, it don't wash off. The experience is real.
This got real emotional. Tino, this is the perfect time for you to like.
Oh no!
No. This is the perfect time for you to like.
Oh my gosh! I was just thinking.
Bring it, baby.
I see. Another week, right? Yeah. My girlfriend slapped me for doing a joke about Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah. I just turned the other cheek.
We got to stop doing that.
Yeah. Black cheeks matter, right? Yeah. It was a rough week, though, I bombed at a show for UPS. Yeah. I blame my delivery. This thing working? All right. Yeah. But last night, I did a new joke about narcotics. Yo. It was dope. Take your time, guys. All right. I dated a woman that I met at the Seesaws. Yeah. We had our ups and downs.
I got you. I know where
Thank
you're
you.
coming from.
Yeah. Kenny, do you know that I was disrespected by my dermatologist? Yeah. Luckily, I have thick skin. I take a cough. I take a cough.
See you later, alligator.
If my girlfriend thinks that I'm going to enjoy this threesome, she's got another thing coming. Another thing coming.
That made it like.
Thank you.
So was that bestiality or?
I think another person's coming. Like the 3 people are coming. Coming.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, thank you. See, I'm going to kill in LA. I'm going to LA. Yeah. Unfortunately, I drank my girlfriend's favorite tea. Yeah. Now I'm in hot water. Tough crowd. Yeah.
Bring him home.
Yeah. Yo, when I accused my girlfriend of cheating with her hairstylist, she brushed it off. All right. All right. One more.
One more.
All right.
One more.
One of my favorites, you know. I try to convince people to stop listening to Michael Jackson, but it's gonna have to start with the man in the mirror. I'm asking if he's strange this way, and no message could have been any clever. All right, that's it, Kenny. Thank you very much. All right,
That is pandemonium.
Yay.
Yeah.
He's the Punisher. We coming right now with recreations from you know who,
Punisher.
Camille Theobald.
Woo.
Okay, but it is America. You should be speaking English. What do you work for? Is anybody here illegal? Are these guys illegal? Look at this. It's America. Speak English.
Oh.
Speak English. And this is communism.
What does language have to do?
I wasn't talking to you.
You're harassing me.
I have a right.
To harass people?
Why are you wearing a mask?
Why am I wearing a mask?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a global pandemic.
Really? Okay. So this guy decided that he's going to come over here and be a social justice warrior. Speaking English? Okay, but it is America. You should be speaking English. What do you work for? Is anybody here illegal? Are these guys illegal? Look at this. It's America. Speak English.
Just in case you
Speak
missed the
English.
first one.
This is communism.
What does language have to do?
I wasn't talking to you.
You're harassing me.
I have a right.
To harass people?
Why are you wearing a mask?
Why am I wearing a mask?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a global pandemic.
Really? Okay. So this guy decided that he's going to come over here and be a social justice warrior.
Ooh, yeah.
You know,
Did you go?
I appreciate when people can be all the characters, you know? That's that real Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence type shit.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Norbit.
I love Nutty Professor.
She just wanted to say
Well,
that.
that's like
Go ahead.
it's really it's like a big thing on TikTok now. It happened even before quarantine. Before there was a limit to people. Did you see the original video of that woman, that crazy, like, she's a radio show host, and these guys were just working on a road. I think they were like planting trees, and she like just walks by and just randomly starts yelling at them to speak English. And she's like, if you work for the city, and they're like, we don't work for the city. And she's like, where do you work for? And it's like, you can't even speak properly, lady. You have nothing to say. Like, she got fired. She got fired from the radio station. Yeah. So she got what was coming to her. She's one of those parents.
It was
So
hilarious.
Buffy,
Yeah.
what you got for this week?
I did 2 commercials this week. Yes.
Woo!
I did Skechers commercial. Got paid.
Congrats.
Yeah, and I did an Herbalife commercial. So the work is coming in. It's a little slower. And I'm going to be in the Black Women's Comedy Festival. It's the 2nd annual one. Unfortunately, it's going to be a Zoom show. But you know what? Anytime I get a chance, just bring a little bit of laughter in this world. I'm going to try. So it's picking up. It's picking up out here in LA. So come on out here, Kitty. Let's do a movie, man. Let's do a movie. Kitty.
COVID coast to coast.
Come out here, baby. Come on out here.
I'm scared. Y'all out there spiking.
You should come out here.
I come out there with my
out here.
with my temperature gun, checking everybody's temperature like the police.
That's the reason.
I'm scared.
You should be.
It's crazy. Neruda, what you smoking? No, never mind.
Yeah.
Smoking a cigarette.
So, Kenny, I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So, if they were to, so you think Portland going down?
Okay, so you have to know that Portland is one of those places that it's a town. It's a town. So it's a town. So that's one of those places that black folks got to be careful.
What?
Portland, Oregon?
Yeah.
They grabbing people off the streets. That's
what?
protesting.
I'm talking about your basketball team, man.
Oh.
I thought you was asking about that.
I thought you was hoping.
Damian Lillard got hurt. It's over.
Thought you was hoping. Thought you was going to give me an update on your team, man.
That's not my team. I'm Clippers, but Portland, I like Damian Lillard. That's my favorite player, but they can't beat the Lakers because Damian Lillard is hurt.
Damian Lillard don't want to play no more. Damian Lillard wants to get the booty.
Nah.
In the bubble.
Well, guys.
Kenny, somebody want to say hi to Kenny. Come say hi to Kenny. Your girl want to say hi to you, Kenny.
No.
Maybe.
Okay, I said hi.
Oh. Sierra said hi.
Tell her hi to her too.
You know how it is.
She probably got company.
No, you know how she. You met her. You know how she is, Kenny.
So you know how it's my birthday?
God! Come say hi to Kenny.
You know how it's my birthday?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that's okay, Kenny. Yeah, it is. It's real life, man. This is real parenting.
Like,
this is parenting. This is parenting 101. Camille, you met my daughter, right?
Oh, your daughter. Oh.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay.
Rough. It's rough out here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Bring your daughter in.
Yeah, Kenny, she one of them uppity Negroes. I'm just saying. She not right, Kenny. You know you got one just like me. They not right.
I was just talking about that earlier.
You know what I'm saying? It came out funny. The eggs was not fertilizable or something, and they got fucked up. It came out. Now they.
Nah, it was one of those St. Ives nights.
No. It was an OE night, man. It was an OE night. It was crazy. The egg had Yeah, Kenny. Bring it. That's what I'm talking about. It's a St. Ives night. It was loose. It was loose.
Stop telling your age.
Well, St. Ives, I was talking about some OE.
That was the 80s.
Some OE, and then I had some MD 4040, a little bit of Hennessy mixed in. Damn it, came out with that one.
Wow.
Some hen. Kenny, you got to come that way. You got to get it in. Sierra, come say hi to Kenny.
Why am I blushing?
You got Tino.
I know.
Tino, put your hands up in the air, man.
Hey, there she is.
Oh, cute.
What's up?
Hey, hi.
So is this like your new friend?
Yeah, this is Kenny. This is Camille. Remember Camille? Camille was selling
in the bar.
You met her?
Mom, your screen is so small. I literally can. I see like little.
They're tiny people. And this guy right here, he did the Harlem Comedy Festival, and this guy does great puns.
You guys are like in like a support group or something?
It's a support group.
Oh. You know what?
I mean,
that's why parents beat their kids. And shit like that.
Right. He said we were in a support group.
We thought we was having something.
He said we're in AA. He said we're in AA. That's messed up.
I guess it's time for a toast.
Hey.
That was rough.
I need a drink after that one.
I feel bad. I feel about my life, but she's out in AA. No, no more insult. No more insult.
Tito's
my birthday.
Para salud.
Yes.
I need you to go do that for me.
Yeah,
Because
drink
you don't have to do
Yes.
anything.
Yes.
In fact, I
Yeah.
already paid for right now.
Ah.
Neruda, we've been doing this show every week for during the pandemic.
Call the support group.
She called it a support group.
Yeah, we get a guest and we.
Yeah, this has been
All right,
this has been a great comedy support group.
So tell me about this, Neruda. Tell me about the list.
No.
Why'd you say it?
It was
I guess
smooth,
that's-
so great, Kenny.
I mean, that's
Listen,
another.
hold on. Ain't a show unless it's some type of substance.
Oh shit.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's just another. I guess another material for your comedy support group. Like it's just a list of comedians that are in the scene some way, shape, or form, who don't care about Black lives, and yeah, that's really all it is. And it's on my page whenever you want to take a look.
Yeah.
Constantly getting updated because these motherfuckers are stupid.
Yo,
But,
all I
That was
gotta
the
say
ballsiest list
all I
ever.
gotta say is a lot of people might have a lot of opinions, but in the New York comedy scene, to go ahead and just that right there takes a whole lot of cojones to just be
Yes,
like,
yeah.
yeah, this is what it is. I don't care what nobody say. I'm like, damn, he might be right on a lot of this shit.
I mean,
what I find interesting was that people had to reach out to you to prove that they care about Black people.
It was.
What was their pitch? Like, hey, look at all these donations I made. See, like, I don't know.
Some people did that. I mean, there was a lot of different ways people went about that. But I mean, the only thing that I was really interested in was, is this a joke? Because we're comedians, right? Like, I get that people have edgy humor. I get people do racial humor. I'm not trying to punish anybody for what they think is funny. But my thing was, it was at that real pinnacle part of time when it was like, well, things are very serious at the moment. And if it's just a joke, then you can still make it known that you understand, number one, why it's inappropriate, and number two, why people might be upset, and number three, that you get the idea that Black lives and Black bodies are not disposable. And at the end of the day, most people weren't able to do that. You know, most of those people doubled down on their racism. Most of those people just felt more and more justified just on being called. Somehow being called a racist was the violence that justified their
What are they doing?
hate. So there was that.
What are they doing?
Wow.
He's
Oh,
we're talking about racist
we just had a real like moment just now, and then you was like,
Girls were quiet.
It's the meeting again.
Yeah.
So you're praying.
And it's New York, on the New York scene, that was like a major like moment. When I saw that, I was like, oh, here, let me give you another name. You know, I ain't gonna even lie, because I go through a lot. You know, down there at the Grizzly Pear on that block where, you know,
Black lives.
it was a certain way for so long, and then we came and made some change, and it was for the better for the whole comedy community. But a lot of people wasn't accepting of it, and
yeah,
so they act accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just know who you're around and who you're engaged with on a social level. I think it's important for our own safety. You Um, I just don't, I just know who really has my back and who really cares about my life.
That's true.
And that just, I don't know. That was just important for me to keep a catalog of.
Yo, and another thing I've seen though, some people that I didn't know was like allies that have been like, nah, man, this is ridiculous. Come on, man. We gotta, the mom should be put in jail. The kids should be put, they're being a voice. It may not, they may just be, who they are, but at least they're like, man, I'm fed up with this myself. I understand. I can't understand how they can feel, but as a human, like, this is ridiculous. So I'm making sure to try to send messages to people. It ain't gotta be on Facebook, but just a personal message and be like, man, I see that. I hear your voice.
It's good.
So we gotta kind of balance it out a little bit too, because like I know you, Neruda. I know you know people of all different walks of life, and it's not like you may be pro-black, but that don't mean you're anti-whatever. So,
yep, you're right.
Yeah.
So with that being, people don't understand that like, man, with all the stuff we go through, if we don't have no black pride, then shit, we walking around with our tail between our legs. Nah, we gotta be like, nah, man, we special, and we bring flavor to the game, and we got a different, we think outside the box. We built the pyramids, so.
I liked your opening statement, what you saying the reason why you wanted to do this whole festival, because you wanted to be bring more diversity and color, and from the people from your neighborhood and see their faces and give them voices. I think that's a really important thing, and people need to be heard. And thank you. I'll say thank you in advance. No matter where, thank you in advance.
Appreciate it.
Tino?
Oh no, kudos to Neruda. Oh, sorry, let me take off. Let me respect Neruda. Kudos. I mean, I remember when he was just a drunk open micer beating people up left and right, Brooklyn, New York City.
I remember
the way, you. I think if you know Neruda, you got to remember a fisticuff in his in his travels. But he's just kind of like, just turned. He's always been smart. You know what I mean? But now that he's clear-headed, he's doing great things for comedy, for himself, and for Black Lives Matter. And proud of you, brother.
Thank you, Tino. Thank you, man. Yo, thank you guys for having me, man. I gotta get going. I got somebody I gotta beat up, but I'll talk to you guys. Talk to you guys later.
Thanks for coming on the show, man. You've been an amazing guest, and I'll be hollering at you.
All right,
all right.
Peace.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
That was our guest for the night, Neruda. It was supposed to be Andre Kim too. I don't know where what happened, but that was even better.
Right.
Ooh, the list. The list. The list was infamous.
Yes, it was.
No, the list was famous.
Yeah. Can I say something about the list?
Yeah.
It was one of those lists that I was scared, because I'm like, please nobody tag me in any previous incident. Please nobody tag me. Please no one tag me. And they tagged me. And they fucking tagged me.
Oh, they tagged you.
They tagged me. And it was an incident that I had with a comedian, a white comic, and I chose the kumbaya way, but the black community really wanted me to
talk about.
I don't know. Neruda them. They wanted me to Neruda them.
That was at the Fight Club. I was there that night. The dude threw the news. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was there. Right.
So I was, that incident was tagged, and
I was there that night.
Yes.
With the Klan hat, the news.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I forgot, Kenny. Sorry. I blocked that night out.
I almost thought they did it just because the average black man was there.
Wow.
You know me, I take everything personal. Everything. It's always directed at me for my life. Man, not to support
You're a
that.
Leo?
Yeah,
What?
he is.
Are you a Leo?
100%.
I'm a Leo to the heart, to the soul. So to me,
Yep.
it was like
Makes sense.
they did that on purpose. That was towards me.
Wow.
Wasn't even
So I should
about
blame you for
Tino.
that? I should blame you for that night? It was horrible.
I apologize for being there, brother.
Hashtag me too.
Too black, too
Camille's
strong.
Her WAP abilities. Wow. Wow. Camille
Next
has
abilities.
Camille and her
Next Thursday, I'm cooking. We're gonna film the show from here. We're gonna be 6 feet apart.
You cooking?
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
You cooking? What you make?
Maybe it'll be seafood night.
All right. I'll bring in some shrimp, some fish, some lobsters.
Oh, wait.
Some lobsters.
Oh.
She think it's a game, but when she see all that stuff going down, this show is going viral.
What?
Right.
Who thinks it's a game?
I'll bring the alcohol because I can't cook.
Man, look.
I'll bring in the
all the alcohol.
What are you talking about?
You said we seafood night.
Yeah. So y'all get ready, and I guess maybe we just do the show, and then we'll do a couple. They'll be mad if we did. They'll come arrest us if we did sets from here. Oh no. Anyway, y'all, this was a dope show. This was heart and soul tonight.
Woo.
Yes,
Hopefully we get blocked or something.
When Naruto on, expect it.
You know what I mean? Y'all tell them where they can find y'all before you go.
BuffPatterson.com. Buff Patterson. That's the real.
Congrats to Buff Patterson on the commercials. You can find me at Pandemoniums on Facebook. Pandemoniums. I mean on Instagram. IG as the kids say. And I'm on TikTok too.
As Pandemonium? Okay. I'm on Instagram, Camille Comedy, TikTok, Camille Comedy 2.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram _ the average black man. I'm out.
Yeah. Peace, guys.